Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Characterized by active hostility. Opponent, or opposing, armies. Someone who offers opposition. A contestant that you were matched against. Characterized by active hostility. Opponent, or opposing, armies. Someone who offers opposition. Someone who offers opposition. A drug that neutralizes or counteracts the effects of another drug. A muscle that relaxes while another contracts. When bending the elbow, the triceps are the antagonist. Someone who offers opposition. Someone who offers opposition. Someone who systematically obstructs some action that others want to take. Directly facing each other. They sat opposite at the table. Characterized by opposite extremes, completely opposed. Diametrical, or opposite, points of view. Of leaves, etc., growing in pairs on either side of a stem. Opposite leaves. A contestant that you were matched against. A relation of direct opposition. Something inverted in sequence or character or effect. A word that expresses a meaning opposed to the meaning of another word, in which case the two words are antonyms of each other. Altogether different in nature or quality or significance. The medicine's effect was opposite to that intended. Being directly across from each other, facing. And I on the opposite shore will be ready to ride and spread the alarm. Moving or facing away from each other. Looking in opposite directions. The other one of a complementary pair. The opposite sex. The act of hostile groups opposing each other. The invaders encountered stiff opposition. An armed adversary, especially a member of an opposing military force. The action of opposing something that you disapprove or disagree with. Despite opposition from the newspapers, he went ahead. A contestant that you were matched against. The relation between opposed entities. A body of people united in opposing something. A direction opposite to another. The major political party opposed to the party in office and prepared to replace it if elected. Her Majesty's loyal opposition. Very unfavorable to life or growth. A hostile climate. Characterized by enmity or ill will. A hostile nation. Impossible to bring into friendly accord. Hostile factions. Troops belonging to the enemy's military forces. The platoon ran into a pack of hostiles. Unsolicited and resisted by the management of the target company, used of attempts to buy or take control of a business. Hostile takeover. Not belonging to your own country's forces or those of an ally. Hostile naval and air forces. Characteristic of or meant for a single person or thing. An individual serving. Being or characteristic of a single thing or person. Individual drops of rain. A human being. Separate and distinct from others of the same kind. Mark the individual pages. Concerning one person exclusively. We all have individual cars. A single organism. Causing or capable of causing death. Mortal combat. A human being. Involving loss of divine grace or spiritual death. Subject to death. Mortal beings. Unrelenting and deadly. Mortal enemy. A human being. There was too much for one person to do. A grammatical category used in the classification of pronouns, possessive determiners, and verb forms according to whether they indicate the speaker, the addressee, or a third party. Stop talking about yourself in the third person. A human body, usually including the clothing. A weapon was hidden on his person. A human being. A human being. The immaterial part of a person, the actuating cause of an individual life. Deep feeling or emotion. A human being. A secular form of gospel that was a major black musical genre in the 1960s and 1970s. Soul was politically significant during the civil rights movement. The human embodiment of something. The soul of honor. A person who dissents from some established policy. A person who participates in competitions. An armed adversary, especially a member of an opposing military force. A personal enemy. They had been political foes for years. An armed adversary, especially a member of an opposing military force. Any opponent of technological progress. One of the 19th-century English workmen who destroyed labor-saving machinery that they thought would cause unemployment. A person who fights duels. A fighter who holds out against attack. An opponent who resists with force or resolution. Obstinate withstanders of innovation. A person who fights duels. A person who fights duels. A person who fights duels. An armed adversary, especially a member of an opposing military force. A personal enemy. An opposing military force. The enemy attacked at dawn. Any hostile group of people. He viewed lawyers as the real enemy. Christianity. The adversary of Christ, or Christianity, mentioned in the New Testament. The Antichrist will rule the world until overthrown by the second coming of Christ.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.